Alright, so we get fragments, crafting, quality of life. I don't think I forgot anything, right? Hi, Limit Break Overdrive with another Path of Exile video. The reveal is in, 3 days now, so I needed a reason to talk POE and make a video, so I figured I would do a wishlist video for 3.20 for the next expansion. Of course, there's a lot of things in the game, but I've decided to pick up only 3 topics for this video because I want to try and be realistic. So the first one is something that I feel me and a lot of people are kind of annoyed with, is the fragment management. First thing is, and the weirdest thing in my opinion, is the trial master fragments. They're really, really, really rare, and that's a lot of work to get them, at least in SSF. I know they balance the game around Trade League, but I mean, you can always just buy Hate Force, for example, and you don't even need to kill the boss. So, I mean, to me, that's not really an argument, but yeah. To get a full set of Trial Master fragments, you need to first do Alva missions until you get a temple, either itemized or you run it straight away. It needs to be, I believe, a level 81 plus temple. You need to kill a boss and be lucky to get a fragment. If not, you rinse and repeat until you get one. Second fragment, you need to kill Uber Ziri until you get one. I've killed her a few times this league. I got 0. So yeah, same for the temple. Then you need to get Vault Temple maps that can only be dropped or corrupted. Like you can get them while corrupting a map. Then you run that until you get a fragment. I did about 10 or 12 of those maps this league and I got 0 fragments still. And last but not least, and it's the worst for me because I don't like delving, but you need to map to get sulfite. You need to delve. Rinse and repeat until you can hoard enough sulfite to delve for a while. Find a vault city cluster with a boss, kill it, and then you need to be lucky to get one. And this is the only fragment I got this league. It's this one. First boss, I got lucky. So, alright. But all that work gives you only one go at the Trial Master fight, and I don't believe you're gonna get Hate Force first try. So that's a whole lot of work just to hope to get items. When you compare that to Conquerors, Shaper, and Elder Guardian, you kill them once, you get a fragment. So 4 fights, you can run the boss. You still have to get the maps, of course, but it seems to be way less work. So in my opinion, the Trial Master fragments should be guaranteed drops. I mean, again, SSF problem probably, but I don't see why it's supposed to be so much work compared to the others, especially the delve one. You can delve for a few days without finding any Val boss, so that's my first gripe with fragment. The other thing with fragment is Uber Ziri fragments, and although it's not that big of a deal, I have not even tried. I fought her a few times, and I still have these fragments, and these guys are quite common, so you can dedicate a day to run normal Ziri and get fragments, and you get div cards. Still, I think it should be slightly more deterministic, but it's not that big of a deal. But the other biggest thing is these guys. Uber Elder Fragment, especially the Shaper ones, but all of them, because Shaper takes a while to beat. He's got so many phases and it's annoying. You run back to him, there's 4 bosses at the start of the fight. I don't like this fight for that reason. Mechanically it's a good fight, but yeah. And you pretty much always end up with like 8 of this one or 8 of this one and 0 of the others. Same for Elder. Although Elder is a shorter fight, you still need sets of these, and it's still work. You get div cards, but you rarely get the fragment you want, so I feel we should have fragment swap and harvest for these guys. Like all fragment, these guys, why not? Even Uber Ziri, why not? It's so Pepega, because when I run maps, I usually get like 8 purifiers, a couple eradicator and slaver, but 0 constrictor or whatever maps you want. if you look at my fragments, I got like 8 Alismine and I got one of the others. So having the ability to horizon orb the map would be nice. Right now, if you take for example Britannia and you horizon it, instead of an arcade it's a dune map, but it's still Britannia, so maybe a way to change that, that would be pretty nice, I'd say. Alright, topic number 2 of my top 3 wish list is crafting, obviously. This league, it felt pretty bad, especially compared to crafting with recombinators, but even without that, it still felt bad. Basically, we lost harvest, reforge key prefixes and suffixes, and that hit really hard. And we get way fewer filler crafts. Like with one map, let's say you get 100 yellow life force, it's like 2 craft, or 1, or not even 1. So doesn't feel good. Sometimes you get 300-400, but you don't get too many of the other colors. And yeah, Oshabi's life force for fracturing and all that shit, it's so rare. I got like 12-ish tier 4 beasts, and I got 1 Oshabi fight. Maybe I just got unlucky, but it doesn't seem like a reliable way to use this life force to craft, because these are not guaranteed crafts either. So for that reason, I'd like to see either reforge key prefixes, suffixes come back, make a return, because they would probably require Oshabi's life force, which is already a pain in the ass to get. Or it could be from base, it could be from another place, I don't give a shit. This could be a good idea, or something else. I mean, I'm not a game dev, there's probably other ideas, maybe even you have something, so let me know down in the comments. But finishing an item seems pretty bad. Like, you use alteration, augment, regal until you get a good prefix, a good suffix, and a good regal. Then you multi-mod, you get a usable axe or armor, probably not what you want for endgame, but good. Or you spam essences, and then you use prefixes cannot be changed, and you YOLO or reforge. I mean, it's not amazing, unless you manage to get a good fractured item. Like this one had tier 2 crit chance, so I used it to get crit multi as well. And I mean, but then it's still luck. We were getting a lot of fractured item in this league with the Arc Nemesis mods, so I mean, you can get some other places, but again, crafting does not feel fun. It feels like you're just wasting currency in the hopes of getting lucky. So a change to crafting, I don't exactly know what, but I think it's got something to do with divines, because using divines compared to exalted orbs feels like 10 times worse, because divines are used to reroll uniques. Let's say you get a brass dome, you're so excited, or you get a mage blood, but it's only 2 flasks instead of 4. You need a divine to reroll that, and it can take a few if you're not lucky. But then you also need them to divine your rares, to use meta mods, and there's only 1 div card, and it's really fucking rare. I'm not even sure I have one. Let's see. It's called the Sephiroth. Actually, I got one, and probably from a diviner strongbox, so I could try to gamba that, but it's 11 cards. When, if you look at Exalted Orb, there's so many cards, and there's even Brother Stats, which I don't have, and probably others. Like, it's easier to farm. Like Brother Stash, you can farm Cemetery and get some. I think the Hoarder is in the Vault. I mean, there were ways, and there's Harbinger Fragments too. So it was easier to target farm Exalted Orbs compared to Divines. So changes around that too could help. I don't know, but yeah, I've got pretty big gripe with crafting, because I'm an SSF player, so crafting is like the bulk of my gearing. And slight note, these are way too rare, it's too RNG, but yeah, it's really hard to get what you want. Sometimes you just settle for other good affixes, but alright, story for another video, I guess. And last topic I want to talk about is quality of life features, but not like UI and account and stash tabs, more like in-game. The The first one that's been annoying for me for leagues is when you talk to gorgeous Alva and you do an incursion in a map and you got a full inventory. You do the incursion. Oh, there's a stone that drops. You pick it up to open up a passage or a door or whatever you want to call it, but then you cannot pick it up because your inventory is full and you have only 5 or 6 seconds left. And you need to open up your inventory, drop something, I don't know what, pick it up and run. It's annoying. Maybe this could be something that does not take inventory space because you lose it anyway when you leave the incursion. And even if there was a bug and you were keeping it, it wouldn't matter because you can't use that. I mean, since it's timed, then usually you don't get that much time. I mean, sometimes you do when you're strong enough. You can get like 30 seconds, but it's still annoying. So this is the first like quality of life feature I'd like to see, and I've talked about this one when I was talking about fragments, but Horizon Orbing, Britannia, Pure Fire, I mean, Elder Guardian and Conqueror maps would be amazing. You can already do it with the Shaper maps, so why not? It's annoying not being able to complete a set or having like 8 Alismin's Crest and one of the others. Like, I could swap fragments or Horizon Orb maps and get others. That could be useful. That could be a nice quality of life feature, and I don't believe it's that hard to do, since when you got Affinity, they already get shoved in this special tab in the map tab. That means they get recognized at not just tier 16s. Like, it's not just a Dune map, it's a map with Britannia, so it would probably not be that much work to make that change. So that would be something else that I would like. And last quality of life is if you go to Maven tab, fragments, these invitations, make the special invitation like the feared, twisted, and so on, make them guaranteed drops once you witnessed all of the bosses. Watch what happened this league, and what usually happens with me is I witness 4 Elder Guardians, 4 Shaper Guardians, I get the invitation, I run them, no problem, then I want to do it again. I witness the Elder Guardians, no invitation. Oh, I'm gonna witness the Shaper Guardians, do them, no invitation for either Shaper or Elder Guardian. So I just keep killing bosses and mapping, and I never get the fucking invitation, and I just want to run that to get fragments from Maven, like the splinters and eventually this thing, and I don't get the invitation. And I don't want to do the 10-way fights, maybe more this league, but it's slow. You can get like 2 or 3 splinter stops, so that is a bit annoying. So, or make it that Kira can sell the invitation like this. I mean, it's 8 chaos, make the other one 20 chaos, I don't give a shit. If I don't have one, I'm gonna buy it. That could be another nice quality of life for us SSFNDs, because in trade I believe you can just buy the invitation, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video to keep it somewhat short. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you liked the video, if you did not like it, what you wish would be in the video, what of the 3 topics I discussed you think should be like the priority to be worked on. And I'm gonna be seeing you in the next video, so until then, have a good day.